Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day today. I'm gonna bring your daily focus. How many of you guys have ever seen the phrase processing, maybe on your desktop or your phone, or maybe it's the word loading, or on a lot of Mac computers, you see the colored spinning wheel. My friends like to call it the spinning wheel of death, right? It's just like, oh, you're loading, you're processing, you're thinking, oh. Here's the thing, we don't process very well. People are not really good at processing. The land in between, the season or the valley from where you are to where you want to be, and it's just like, this process in between. David was really one who gives us a great example of how to process. David, if you know the story about David, David was anointed as a boy, but he wasn't appointed the king and to be king until much later as an adult. And so can you imagine, as a boy, you're being anointed king, the next king, but you're not appointed until much later. And I think we have to understand the two times. There are two totally different seasons. The anointed time and the appointed time are often not the same. There is a process that we have to go through, and there was certainly a process David had to go through. In that process, he slew Goliath, but then he had to wait another 16 years after killing Goliath to actually step in to being the next king. And again, I think we struggle going through that process and working through that. We don't like process. We don't like to wait. We want to have the prize now. We want to arrive now. Many of us would rather be discovered over being developed. We don't want to have to go through that process of waiting or training or mentoring or counseling. We just don't like the process. We just want to arrive. And I understand the feeling, but we all have to understand that the process is also preparing us for the promise. The process often is what God uses to prepare us for the promise that He has in our life, the calling, the anointing in our life. And so remember, in every area, in every arena of our life, there's always going to be a process. So again, remember, when you're taking engagement pictures, remember and understand that the reward for engagement is marriage, which is very hard and very wonderful. But the process of becoming one is much grittier than the prospect of walking down the aisle. We have to understand that when you get a new home, that's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. But now you have to clean it and maintain it. And the process of doing all of those things is something we have to go through. So remember, don't negate the process that you're in, the season and the process that you're in. It could be the best way that God is preparing you for the promise that He has in your life.